Hi, welcome to this lesson. So, in this lesson, we are going to be talking about developer console. So, you can use developer consoles to check errors for temporary output checks or tests, okay, and stuff like that. So, if you want to test something before you update it in your page, you can use the developer console for temporary for testing things basically. Okay, so let me show you where it is in Google Chrome, and I'll also show you how you can open the same thing in other browsers. Alright, so in Google Chrome you have to go to this last place where there are three dots in here, and then go to more tools and then developer tools like this, and then your console is going to open up. This is how it usually is. I've increased the size so you can see it properly, but this is how it usually is. There's elements in here and then there's console in here, so this is what you have to come to. And if there is an error on the page, okay, I'll show you an error maybe. Something like that. One second. Okay, privacy. Do you see this error? Reference error input is not defined. So if there is an error on the page, you'll get that error in this console like this. So if there's an error on the page, you'll get the error like this on here. And then so that's one way of using your console. And also you can log stuff in your console. For example, you can log pretty much anything. You can log messages, you can log answers, calculations, values, and things like that. So right now I've logged hello, the string hello. This is how you have to log it. I'll teach you how to write strings later on, but basically you have to write it between two quotes. So you have to give console.log and then finish it, and then with a semicolon. If you do it like that, you'll get that in your console. So I just wanted to tell you about the console because it's a very important part of learning anything or testing anything. Before we had something like document.write, we still have it. You can still use it if you want to use it. Basically, what it does is it erases everything and displays it on the screen as such. So you'll get it in a bigger font if that's what you want. But it has been depreciated, but you can still use it for testing if that's what you want. Testing or learning something, you can still use this. But there's also the console.log, so I wanted to tell you about that. So basically you can use it to check intermediate outputs as well. So if you were doing a bigger calculation on your code, if there was an intermediate output and you wanted to see if the output was coming out right before you print something on the screen, if you want to check if the outputs were coming out right, you can do that. You can also use it for bug correction. Okay, for example, if something is not working, see, checking errors is basically, it gives you error in here and that's it. It tells you in which line the error was. For example, if I give alert something like this, you learn what each of these things are, but all you have to know is this is not the right syntax for this thing. Okay, so you're getting the error in here, and it says script.js6, which basically means this particular error was on the line 6 of the script.js file. So script.js file, we are on that file right now, and the 6th line is this. See, on the 6th line there is an alert, and that is causing the error because bird is not defined. You'll understand what that is later on, but okay, so you can use it like that. But you can also use it for bug correction. Okay, rather than just checking for errors, you can use it for bug correction. For example, if you were creating a big line of code, a very big line of code, for example, let's say it's not working the way you want it to work. There's no error at all, so you don't know what's wrong, but it's not working the way you want. So what you can do is you can give intermediate outputs. You can use console.log. Okay, you can use console.log to log intermediate outputs on your console and check if each particular part of the code is working right, so you can pinpoint where the problem is, where it's going wrong, and why it's not working. So you can do stuff like that with your console. So there's a lot of real world usage for this. And the thing is, if you use document.write for the same thing, it will rewrite the entire page. So, but if you used console.log for checking intermediate outputs and for temporary output checks or bug correction and stuff like that, it's just going to log in a separate part of everything, right? In the console, which is separate from the actual page. So so it's not going to affect your actual page. So if your page was live or something like that, you don't want it affected when you're doing testing, right? So it's a very good way to test without your end user knowing that you're doing some testing. Okay, so you can use console.log for that. So that's it for this lesson. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.